Here's how do you feel about IBJJF legalizing heel hooks and knee reaping? They legalized knee reaping.
So I think that it's really, really. I mean, to be honest with you, if you're asking me how I feel about legalizing heel hooks and knee reaping, I think it's
don't even. I already know.
It's unsafe.
Stop it.
I agree with you.
It's not safe. People are going to get hurt, and it's going to be terrible. Because I mean, let's talk about this for a second. How are people going to know how to defend reaping in heel hooks? How are they going to know how to defend them? These moves are so dangerous. Dangerous moves.
Christopher Walken, please. I saw it happening.
These moves are dangerous.
It's the wrong move.
It's the wrong move. People's legs are going to be destroyed. ACLs, no one's going to have one. It's going to be bad. So, no, man, it's like
I've been waiting for it. I've been waiting for that voice.
So look, I remember when I was a white belt back in my day, we would go to tournaments and they'd be doing heel hooks as a white belt.
Ego.
Mm-hmm. I remember. You want to know what the move was? Gang. Calling you guys gang. The move was back in the day that was like the taboo thing. It was neck cranks because all the wrestlers back in the day, like Jeff Munson,
the can opener.
Yeah, can opener. And I remember I was at like one of my first big tournaments is the Arnold's in 2004, and I remember watching Jeff Munson go to Petapano, and he puts him in a neck crank and he screams. There's this whole thing. I remember in 2005 I went to the Arnold's again, and this guy had me in a triangle choke. And you know how like that you can do that escape where you just kind of like you're caught in the move, and he had a kind of a loose triangle, and I was reaching over like this, so this arm was trapped, and I was kind of managed to pull it out, and I was grabbing behind his neck, and I'm driving into him. The ref calls me for cranking the neck as I'm caught in a triangle.
Really?
And he it's a Brazilian ref, and he pulls us up, and we're like, what's going on? And he like DQs me. I'm like, what do you mean cranking the neck? And then my opponent was like, no, he wasn't cranking my neck, whatever. And I mean, the neck crank was the thing. Knee reaping was not a thing. I didn't know what a knee reap was until I was like a purple or brown belt. I was at a tournament and they're like, no knee reaping. I'm like, what's knee reaping? I'm like, and then I remember seeing it, I'm like, can we not just grab the foot and push it away? Like, can we just not do that?
I think there's some control that needs to be displayed. If the leg is there, it can be vulnerable. It can be.
Purple and browns and black belts?
You should know.
You can't just grab the damn foot and move it out of the way? Yeah. Like, dude, it's like... It's grappling. Like, learn how to do that stuff. We were doing that stuff even before today. You got YouTube, and even before YouTube was around, we knew how to like grab a foot and move it out of the way.
I think the main thing that's going to happen with you're going to see a lot of these other competitors that have been avoiding the IBJJF are going to start showing up. Like a lot of these Danaher guys are probably going to come in and start doing some things. Gordon Ryan, of course, he's competed before as well. I think IBJJF. In the worlds. I think in Nogi worlds.
Yeah. And I see someone says like they have a permanent hip and knee injury from just one knee reap a decade ago. And I believe it. And I think this is why it's so important to understand what they are and how to stop them and how to apply them safely. Yep. So because it's the same thing that happened years ago when like at our gym, we do leg locks all the time. When we did not do leg locks and we avoided them, we had more leg lock injuries because we were it was like basically it's like having a gun loaded just sitting around and nobody knows how to actually use it, right? So, what happened is these guys, instead of learning for us to teach them how to do leg locks, they'd look online and they'd come in the gym and go, let's try this thing out.
Yeah.
And when we started teaching leg locks more and teaching them how to apply them safely, how to use them with control, we don't have a lot of leg lock injuries. We have very, very few because people know how to apply them. And so you know how to defend them, you know how to apply them, and it's super important. So I think it's going to be fine. I think it'll be okay. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I just think like a lot of the injuries that we'll see are lower belts, because we're training a lot. Like jiu-jitsu is so different now than when you started, like all the leg game just in general.
Well, and they're probably going to allow it like higher levels. Like
no, for sure.
I think it's brown and black.
Yeah, because I mean, I think that's fine, So.
Yeah, no, I mean, you have to know. It's part of the game. You can't not know it. But I think people do have to be really cautious. I mean, I've had people crank on my leg and my knee and ankle and stuff, and I do a lot more like catch and release. You know what I mean with that, just in general, because a lot of times it's that somebody will get really jerky in those movements, and so if you don't know which way to turn your foot, depending on what position I'm in, if I'm in Ashigarami, if I'm wherever I am. You have to know which direction if you're going to turn and go out. And so if they don't know that, they make a quick decision. It's like that. It's so easy to mess up.
You turn the wrong way. Yeah, I was wrong. I remember it was like a blue belt at the gym long time. I think I was a blue belt as well. And I got some kind of hold on I don't even remember what it was, but he turned and I heard his knee go.
Yep.
I was like, I didn't do anything, and I let go right away, and I was just like terrified, but it's just like if you don't know what to do, just tap.
Yeah.
Like, we got some guys that are really good at leg locks at the gym, and usually, or Chewy, if he catches somebody, he's going to hold it, he's going to look at you. Like, you're really staring at him like, hey, I've got it, tap.
Gotcha.
But and that's important. That's keeping yourself safe, but you got to know when you're caught.
Yeah.
That's that trust.
Right, the trust and also knowing, like, you just treating it just like you would any other move, right? Like, I don't get the arm bar and try to pop your arm. Right. I get to the arm bar, get to the full range and the end point, and I stop. And understanding that. I remember my first submission that something got injured was a heel hook. It was my buddy. We used to roll in the basement on carpet.
Nice.
And he just watched a fight and saw a heel hook, puts me in a heel hook, pops my ankle. And luckily, it didn't hit my knee, but my ankle was sore for like a week.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
So again, it's important to show people and educate them so that this way they understand like how to defend it. It's just like falling, right? You can't teach takedowns if you don't teach break falls. It's like you have to teach all that stuff because this way they have the full understanding of everything.